Okay, so tonight we are going to be making ratatouille from the movie Ratatouille. So I got this recipe from a website called Chef de Home, and that's what we're going with. And so the first thing it calls for is for us to slice all of the veggies. And we're using a mandolin slicer, and the idea is to get them super thin, like you can see how really thin that
like
is.
See-through.
Yes.
Paper thin.
Like that. Yes, just like that. So I've already sliced some just so we can get a feel for it. I've already peeled the potatoes. So what we will do is we're going to go ahead and finish slicing the veg. The potatoes will go into boiling water, which we have going on the stove, for just a couple of minutes. And then we will start layering everything into our sweet as pie mini pie plate, which is I'm very excited to be using. Okay, so let's get started.
So we've got our veggies.
We've got our veggies. So we cut all of our veggies to be thin. And our next step is actually to make the bechamel sauce. So we did have to cook the potatoes a little bit. Everything else is cut. These red peppers were a nightmare.
They're hard to cut. we just boiled these for a couple minutes each, right?
Just a couple minutes each. They're just supposed to be a little bit soft. And so now we're going to make the bechamel sauce.
I love a bechamel sauce.
You do love bechamel sauce. Have you ever made one?
Nope, but that's about to change.
That's about to change. We're going to watch you do it.
Oh boy.
All right, so let's get the bechamel sauce.
All right.
Okay, so we are adding 1 tablespoon of butter into the saucepan, and then we're going to put in a tablespoon of flour. Okay, and this says to heat until the raw flavor of the flour goes away, approximately 1 to 2 minutes, but do not let it turn brown.
Okay.
I don't know that we're gonna really get that right. Okay, so our butter's melting.
Butter's melting, more or less. It's combining with our flour. I'm going to let you do the tasting to make sure to see when the flour stops touching the raw flour.
I will not be tasting that. Okay. It's interesting, it doesn't really say like medium heat, high heat, or what have you. It's leaving this up to us, and I don't know that that's a good idea.
It's probably unwise. What kind of... Is this Great British Baking Show?
Paul Hollywood has only given us part of the instructions.
This is the technical part of the competition.
It says 1 to 2 minutes. How you feel about it?
Yeah. We've got some combined roux here.
Okay. All right. So now you're going to start pouring in the warm milk about 1/4 cup at a time, and stir well to avoid lumps.
Warm milk.
Warm milk.
Avoid lumps here.
Avoid lumps. We don't want lumps in our bechamel sauce. No lumps. Avoid lumps.
Oh, look at that though.
Okay, 1/4 cup at a time it says.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're adding salt, black pepper, and nutmeg to taste. Sure, why not?
Oh, why not?
Nutmeg is 1/8 of a teaspoon. Everything else is to taste.
We like pepper.
I should say. We do like pepper. Okay, 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, so while Chris keeps a close eye on the bechamel, I'm going to put together our other sauce. Now the recipe doesn't say to combine it, but I want to combine it to make sure that all of the seasonings are evenly spread. So at first it says 1 to 2 cups of tomato sauce, and it asks for a good quality tomato basil sauce. I like this one. This is Michael's of Brooklyn. We get it at Publix. We're not sponsored by them or anything. This is just what I like, and I was just showing y'all the brand.
Although we wouldn't.
Although if they want to sponsor us, please send money. So this is 1 to 2 cups. I'm going to go with 1.5 cups here. And into that, we add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Minced garlic, thyme, and red chili flakes, and salt. So this is just salt to taste. Honey, can you pass me the salt?
Thing.
It's a random hand going in. Salt to taste. And let's see, what does it say about thyme? It says 3 to 4 sprigs of thyme. We don't have sprigs, we have dried thyme. So I don't like stuff that's too thymy. So I'm just gonna go with the little.
We got no time.
And 1/2 of a teaspoon of chili flakes. Can you pass me a little measuring things there? 1/2 of a teaspoon of chili flakes. Okay. And all that's left that I need to add is the garlic, and I'm gonna grab that out of the fridge. So the next time we start the video, we will be ready to start layering.
Layers.
Okay, so real quick before we do the veggies, we are putting our red sauce on the bottom of the pan. Yum. And then you're going to swirl the bechamel sauce over the top.
Look at this bechamel, man. It totally got. That is what they call covering the back of the spoon. It's tasty. We're going all this?
Yes. Isn't that pretty?
It's very pretty so far.
Oh, well done, hon. I'm so excited about this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Somewhere there are chefs that are crying. And they don't know why.
I mean, Paul Hollywood's been crying since our first video. Okay, all right, so let's start layering.
Layers, man.
All right, and voila, like magic, it is done. What I will say is, I think we had too many potatoes. The recipe called for 3 potatoes, and we didn't use all the white potatoes, and I had no idea how to use these. So we ended up just sort of shoving them in every once in a while. But this is gonna go in the oven now for a long time. I mean, it basically roasts in the oven for about an hour. So the recipe says that we are going to cover it with parchment paper and put it in the oven until the veggies are tender and we see the tomato sauce bubbling on the sides. Okay, so this is out of the oven. One thing I would just like to say is that I went back and looked at a couple of my videos while it was in the oven, and I would like to apologize for not actually showing you us assembling this. Or at one point in the video when I was going, ooh, that's so pretty, ooh, that's so pretty, and you couldn't actually see what I was talking about. I'm sorry. So it is out of the oven.
In case you thought this was actually Food Network.
It's not Food Network. It's not Food Network. So it is now out of the oven, and Chris had the idea that maybe we should wait for it to cool. But as you can see, it is now 9:02 here, and I really just want to eat it.
Yeah, we started at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
So I decided that we should just burn our tongues and give it a go. So that's what we're going to do. You felt like this was the proper equipment?
I don't know if we've got the proper equipment, but this is what we're going to go with.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of hold this while you scoop.
Yeah.
Looks good to me. Now in the movie, he sort of did like a little twist with it. And
yeah, I know he did. And he's a rat, so we're not getting any of it right.
Okay.
Yeah. These little.
Yeah, I think we need some of the sauce. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe, yeah, get a, There you go.
Okay.
All right. All right. Okay. So, I'm just gonna have this like right here, I guess. And we're gonna give it a go.
We're just gonna give it a
Okay,
go
we're gonna
here.
give it a go.
I'm gonna try to get all the veggies at one time.
Okay, I'm just gonna eat the squash.
Go for the squash. I'm gonna go for the eggplant, the squash, the zucchini, the sweet potato. I'm gonna make sure I get a sweet potato in there.
It's such an interesting taste. Like, so first of all,
Oh my gosh, I have all kinds of.
you got all kinds of flavor happening right there. This is obviously vegetarian, which is one of the reasons that made me so excited about it. You could easily make it vegan by just omitting the bechamel sauce. But what I will say is that what this tastes like is a very
really good.
hearty vegetarian like lasagna with no pasta. Right?
Yeah, it's really
Like,
good.
If I didn't know better, I would think there was meat in this.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, you wouldn't be fooled because you actually
I wouldn't
eat
make
meat.
that mistake. But everything
But it's good.
really goes well together.
It's good.
Like I wasn't exactly sure about the potatoes and the eggplant.
I'm not a big fan of cooked eggplant because I think it gets like slimy.
No, this
But
all really
good. This is all good. The veggies are all still crisp, but cooked.
Yeah, and the potatoes and the sweet potatoes give it some texture that's really good.
Yeah,
Like
the
it's got
potatoes are great.
some bite. It's good.
Yeah, no, the potatoes are great. It's and the potatoes have a good bite to them too. They're not mushy. That's so interesting to me because this is I mean, we cooked this in the oven for like 50 minutes. And these things are tiny. They're so thin. How did they not just turn to mush?
I don't know.
It's good, right?
It's really, really
It's
good. I mean, this is not the kind of thing that I would normally go for.
And I'll just say, it was very labor intensive to make. And it takes an hour, which is why we're eating at 9:05 on a Monday. So this is not your weeknight meal. And Chris is probably wishing I hadn't made it a Monday night meal. But I've been wanting to make this for like 3 weeks. So this isn't something that we're going to make on a regular basis, but I think it would be fun to make for like Christmas Eve or as a dish for Thanksgiving or something like that. Just as, you know, a special day when you've got an hour to spend in the kitchen.
I get the impression too that the flavors might get even better tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, well we're going to have all this, so that's exciting. So there you go. I will post in the show notes the link to the recipe that we used from Chef Day Home. I really did like it. I looked at several other recipes that actually called for tomatoes. Chris is not a fan of an actual tomato, so I avoided those recipes for that reason. So I will post a link in the show notes. And please leave us a comment. You know, let us know what you thought. Let us know if you make it. Let us know if you like it. Join us at SCFADP on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
Not Facebook. Not on Facebook. And, you know.
Our YouTube channel, Supercalifragilistic Awesome Disney Podcast.
Where I hope you're watching this. And let us know what you think. All right. And we'll catch you guys next week for the pod.
I think it tastes great.
I'm a fan too. I'm totally a fan. I mean, we've cleaned this plate. I mean, we could just be starving at 9:07, but we've cleaned the plate nonetheless. And with that, we hope to
See you real soon.